What's up, guys? Kevin Cage back with another XRP update. If you want daily crypto news, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So please watch all of this. If I'm going to try to speak very quickly as always, and if you guys do not have time, please just watch this video on 2x playback speed, because I feel that there are some very interesting points, and this will be painting a picture for what's to come. First off, SBI Osaka Digital Exchange in 2022, President Katao's concept to connect Europe, Singapore, and Japan. Notice SBI, major shareholder in R3, and of course Ripple, the company. Now, notice connecting Europe, many G20 nations, even the United Kingdom with the Financial Conduct Authority, they declared XRP not a security. Singapore, same thing. Japan, the FSA said the same thing about XRP not being a security. And I'm just repeating this for newcomers that may be capitulating or succumbing to this XRP FUD narrative. So, there's many allegations from the SEC. We will see what comes of it. I personally have been mentally prepared for this, and I am not going anywhere. And this is my personal choice. I respect yours, but I will be accumulating and buying any dips for XRP. XRP is a decentralized digital asset. It is a global currency. It does not matter whatever the US classifies it as. In the future, I believe it will be classified as either a currency, because it is an obvious medium of exchange, maybe a commodity or some type of utility token or new classification will come of it. But regardless, whether the US declares it a security, slaps the company Ripple early on for some sales, or, hits execs with fines, I'm not worried whatsoever, all right? So, right here, guys, we know that security tokens are massive, and keep in mind, the global stock market, if you watched one of my recent videos, I think it was last month actually, the global stock market has surpassed $100 trillion with a T. Now, why am I bullish on crypto assets long term? Now understand, these views are based on the macro trend. Well, because the crypto asset class is the first asset class to come since the 1600s, and it is the asset class that will swallow all others and potentially be processing all of this, not only value, but messages. So obviously Ethereum, I'm so grateful for it, for what smart contracts will be bringing to this ecosystem. And, a lot of us, many people are just talking about this and thinking it's so speculative, but one day it will not be, all right? And people make fun of XRP, but arguably it's that and Ethereum are one of the most obvious use cases that have at least been in live production. Now, I love QNT. There's a lot of assets that are on the up and coming that I'm watching and I hold, but people cannot make fun of XRP. Besides this trending sideways and, price suppression and manipulation, there are big things coming, all right? So 2022, Osaka, a digital securities exchange centered on security tokens, will be created to connect digital securities exchanges. Interoperability, guys, between Germany, Switzerland, Singapore, and Osaka will function as a financial hub in Asia to promote the development of a global market where companies, institutional investors, individual investors can buy and sell digital securities. In my mind, this is exactly where the future is going, and this is another group working on this. We know Securitize has been working on this. They have integrations with, XTZ, Tezos, another crypto asset. Ripple and Coinbase have invested into Securitize, if I have not said that already. And just like what Uphold.com is working on, if you cannot, buy a single Amazon share for $3,000 plus, well, say I had $300, I could own 10% of it with asset fractionalization. This is what tokenized assets can bring to the table, the benefits, all thanks to distributed ledger technology. And now this isn't me saying it, this is Brian Brooks, acting comptroller of the currency of the United States government, formerly a big shot, again, chief legal officer at Coinbase, and he's overseeing the US banking system since he came into office in April 2020. Then July came, banks can officially custody crypto assets. And if you guys think that, XRP is not going to be included in this in the future, I'm just going to kind of chuckle, because we are still early and I have no doubt what is coming for this space. All right. And even consider the SEC essentially changing the terms of what it means to be an accredited investor. If DLT does not offer this inclusion, democratizing finance, leveling the playing field for us to have a better opportunity, I think that DLT has been a failure. I don't want it to create more control and more centralized systems. There's going to be trade-offs. I'm not going to turn a blind eye to them, but I'm just trying to remain optimistic in this world, specifically after 2020. All right, so security tokens that encrypt and tokenize securities such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and that's another massive market, obviously a $217 trillion market, and distribute them using blockchains are small lot next generational next generation digital securities that can be easily bought and sold by individual investors. This will be all automated. It can be public. There can be private, obviously, capabilities on permission databases, but this is the future. And yes, I want it to happen tomorrow. Yes, I want XRP to move now. But in the meantime, I'm going to be watching this and watching all of this manifest. Okay, so we're going to keep a close eye on this and watch some other groups that are doing the same thing. Same thing with uphold.com. If you don't have an account, be sure to check it out. It would not surprise me one bit in the future to have interoperability between other exchanges as well. So maybe I own an ounce of silver or gold, and I could convert that into, fractions of Bank of America stock, and then go back into some Ethereum and XRP or other alts, and maybe some real estate portfolio. And it's just all in the power of the people, and you can operate it 24/7, 365 with minimal fees, less intermediaries, middlemen, or parasites that are sucking the fees from you. And I'm sure anybody in real estate gets the gist of how many little fees there are, even just doing a simple deal. So we'll be watching and keeping a close eye on this. And notice these countries are not slowing down. They're not waiting for the United States. The United States, and I'm rooting for the US. I'm from the US. But the United States, the innovation is going to happen, with them or without them. It's not going to wait. This transfer of wealth will be massive. If you guys have watched what has happened in the dot-com bubble, even go back to the steam engine, go back to the telecom transfer of wealth, and then we had applications being built on phones and whole new businesses being sprung about it, thanks to even social media and Snapchat and Uber and all of these types of more so distributed applications. Very, very big discoveries, innovation has come from these single technologies. So just as blockchain is a big discovery, there's going to be infinite concepts and new business ideas that explode out of this as well. So just like Chris Larson has talked about with the Cambrian explosion with logistics and data, and now we have value, and that is why I'm incredibly bullish. 100 trillion global stock market, real estate's 217 trillion. You can talk about the gold market capitalization, and now Bitcoin is well over that and surpassing even some of the biggest behemoths in the space, such as MasterCard. Bitcoin, guys. And just so you guys know, for full disclosure, so you can understand, I have confirmation bias. I do not hold any more Bitcoin. I'm not taking the risk, and I wish all holders well. But right now, I'm diversifying into other alts, but primarily I'm still largely in USD, at least for my trading bag. Now, my long-term holdings, yes, I'm very happy with them. XRP is one of my biggest holdings. Probably own about maybe 20 plus assets currently. And I would like to narrow that down instead of being too much blanketed, but I'm working on that, always learning. So we'll keep going here. Keep an eye on SBI, of course, Germany and all the countries included. Now right here, this is Chris Larson, Executive Chairman of Ripple. This is shared by Real Xrp Boy. Listen to his take really quick.
That's a bet you have to make, right? Among other things. And also, how did we win the internet? We had some great companies, and the US came up with a very clear, simple, minimalist regulatory approach, and that's why we have these incredible companies pretty much dominating the internet as we know it today. That's incredibly powerful. We got to make sure we do that with next gen financial systems. We haven't really done that yet, and we gotta start catching up.
Yeah.
So it's coming for the financial system, guys. Again, the correspondent banking network has not been updated in 40 years. So whether it's slow or fast, I think it's going to be picking up speed, just like Christine Lagarde, the current president of the European Central Bank, formerly the director of the IMF, has said, in economics, things take longer than we think they will to happen, but when they happen faster than we think. Just like a snowball coming down a hill, gathering momentum, getting bigger and bigger until it cannot be stopped. That is what I see for this digital asset space, XRP included. Ignore the noise. Next, Jamie XRP wanted to share this thought before continuing on with additional information because this is so true. People think now is a tough time to hold XRP. It's been tough for years. Now it's just getting exciting because obviously we know when we have clarity, and hopefully it's more of an incentive now more than ever, despite the fear. When we have clarity, when we have rules of the road, specifically what we can do, guidelines, not vague guidelines, we can fly. So imagine holding XRP through the bear market for a couple years, even through the DeFi bubble, the decentralized finance boom that we saw, and XRP did nothing. We're talking for most of 2020, sitting between 17 cents and sitting under 30 cents. And yes, it was very fun to watch that run. And guys, this just goes to show when utility comes, it will eclipse these moves that we are seeing. when utility drives this market, it will be a far different ecosystem. And this is just my opinion, and this is just coming to mind right now. November, December, January, Bitcoin is killing it, and it's awesome. I'm happy for all holders making gains, even in Ethereum and other alts. You deserve it. This market has been very, very mentally taxing. But what if, and this is just, going through my head, what if Tether were to get a big lawsuit? Obviously, they have the $1.4 trillion lawsuit currently, and something happened, on-ramps happened, Bitcoin did a flash crash, and when it crashed, if there was another market crash currently, and I know that's not a popular thought, essentially all the grandparents, your relatives that bought Bitcoin going up, they're going to say, I'm never touching that garbage again. That's just a pump and dump scam. I'm never touching that XRP dumped. It's a scam. And then when it finally actually is going to $1 to $10, people think it's too good to be true, and they're going to actually miss the utility-based bull run. Just my thoughts. All right? So we'll keep going, and now people falling apart now, and we're about to get clarity. And this guy is a very smart dude. Next, we have another director of product management job posting for Ripple. Keep in mind, a $155 trillion cross-border market. And yes, as I've already said, I hate waiting for price action as much as the next guy. But sometimes sitting on your hands will make you the most money in this market. Some people are going to be watching, Polkadot, Ethereum going up 50%, 100%. And if they don't have some, they may FOMO into it. And I see it time and time again. And yes, I've done this too. And that's why I can speak from experience. You buy the pump, and then all of a sudden, 2 months later, it's down 50%. You get scared, you chase another one, you're down 50%. Eventually, you're, with your original investment, you could be down 60%. And retail investors are too ashamed to even tell their friends about this. And this happens time and time again. So just please be wary. Sometimes the best thing you can do is sit on your hands. And, trading is 99% psychological. So it's not meant for everybody. And to be honest, those holders out there might actually be better off just holding. And I know that's not fun to, see or hear because you hear people making gains, but just for the everyday person, know what you hold, relax, be confident, and just research and sharpen your sword in the meantime. It's all going to work out. Right here. So go back through history, watch the hurdles that, companies like Amazon and other giants had to overcome. Most retailers, individual investors, you and me, did not believe that they would succeed at those times. And again, Ripple has said, we want to be the Amazon of payments. So we're going to be watching that as well. Also, Google search volume for Bitcoin is higher than ever, at least for this year in particular, even from the March dump. So we're paying attention to this. All attention towards this space is one step closer in the right direction. Now stick with me here. I also wanted to announce this, guys. I'm doing that 500 Xrp giveaway once I get to 5,000 followers on Instagram. Again, I can retweet this if you guys want to retweet this, and you will be automatically set up in the giveaway. And then I'm just going to randomly choose a winner with some type of generator and choose a winner there. So you guys can follow me at Kevin_Cage_official on Instagram. And I'll be doing that giveaway as soon as I get 5K, and we are almost there. Right here. So Bitcoin, again, just wanted to show market capitalization. We're at about 879 billion currently. Absolutely insane. I wish I could time the top perfectly. And obviously, we will simply see. Looking at the CME, future gaps, that there are gaps in this market, obviously, because the price of how high it's gone. We're watching Tether in this ecosystem. And, maybe I'm cynical, maybe I'm negative in your mind. But hey, it is what it is. You guys do what's best for you. I'm simply sharing my thoughts. I am currently not in Bitcoin. I'm nervous with Tether. I do watch the whale alerts. We can see right here, 100 million Tether. That's equivalent to almost $100 million, guys, on the move. This is not backed by anything. There's no reserves, even though they claim there is. They say they work with regulators. Please just be safe. All right. So I'm going to be watching this. And if this bubble did pop, it would be very, very scary. And some of us are looking at this potential. Just simply entertain it. You don't have to be screaming a crash is coming like me, but so be it. Just be safe. All right. So not only that XRP is getting delisted, but now we have other, and so it begins. There's other crypto assets like privacy coins that are taking hits. Now, of course, we talked about Bittrex. Now we have Abra. They're planning to suspend trading of Monero, Zcash, and Dash starting at 2 p.m. on January 15th. Now, I just wonder, is this the beginning of a big crypto shakeout where it's not just XRP now? Oh, now it's privacy coins. Well, what happens when it's other alts? Now, I know everyone wants a bull run. I want it too, but I just think that there's something going on here. We know Brian Brooks has talked about regulations. I'm sure some of you watching this video have much better insight than me, so please comment down below, and we're all just trying to put this puzzle together. So if there's going to be other assets that fall down per the charts, there's going to be news that comes out that matches that drop and validates it. We're going to keep a close eye on that. All right. And also, really quick before I continue on about China, all of my views right now, guys, are on the macro trend. So I know I've talked about my lower price targets, and in the meantime, you can try and catch your own trade short term, whatever you want. I'm just not going to be risking any huge trades currently. And even if I do see XRP, because we're at 22 cents right now, if I see XRP break to 30 or 40 cents, which is actually possible, there's two options. Either, we trend sideways and dump, or we go to those levels. That's what I'm seeing, at least. I'm still not convinced yet until exchanges begin making markets again for XRP, the SEC allegations get a little more clarity, and plus, frankly, there's just some other targets that I'd still expect to get retested at least once. So that's just my personal choice, and let's continue on. Next, something to pay attention to, guys. We're just always trying to watch the narratives. I know that you're seeing all these narratives with even extraterrestrials now. Who knows what's going to happen? But right here, Beijing on CNBC says it will take necessary measures in response to the New York Stock Exchange delisting of 3 Chinese companies. Remember, guys, we are in a digital Cold War, so we're going to pay attention to the ramifications of this. The Dow Jones is at an all-time high, the NASDAQ, and again, keep in mind, a strong stock market is not always the sign of a healthy economy. We are getting stimulus checks. I just am not really convinced. Maybe I'm cynical, maybe I'm an idiot, but I do not think that we are out of the woods. And I'm not screaming for, Dow to get to 50,000 points anytime soon. Next, this is shared by Roth Economy, guys, a definite follow on Twitter if you are in the Xrp community. Do you want some level-headed research? Now, take this with a grain of salt, but this is just some additional speculation and facts of a well-known RippleNet partner. So we have Finabler, owner of Ripple Partner, UAE Exchange, has been sold to a consortium for the pricely sum of $1. UAE Exchange was the remittance arm of Finabler run by the UAE Central Bank since March. There are some potential Ripple implications here. So we can go through this and, of course, look at these groups that are involved, the Prism Group and Abu Dhabi's Royal Strategic Partners, who formed a consortium to purchase this group. And we can read more about this. There are additional sources below if you guys are curious, but right here. Finabler owns a number of remittance companies, some reportedly working with Ripple, that have found functional ownership. Notice the UAE Exchange, which is Ripple, Express Money, which is TerraPay partner. Now, TerraPay, just so you guys know, is involved in partners with Visa and some other RippleNet partners, and they have a crypto asset called Terra Luna. The ticker is, I believe, typically TERRA, Luna. And they do have some stable coins as well, just like based out of Korea, but it is part of my long-term holdings. And Unimony is Ripple, Remit to India, Buy on Pay, and TravelX was previously sold off. So very interesting. And now some speculation and facts from Roth. Right here, 2 things stand out besides the $1 purchase price. Finabler had a $2 billion market cap. The new owners are explicitly mentioning a desire to grow the remittance fintech business. Well, no surprise. The UAE is a gold mine for this ecosystem. We even know, based out of Dubai now, Ripple's regional headquarters are there as well. All right, we've heard Nevin Gupta of Ripple speak time and time again about the UAE and how ridiculous the fees are, and they're looking to mitigate this ASAP because it's affecting the people in their livelihood every single day. I could not imagine paying 7% or 10% just to send basic remittance payments. It's ridiculous. The consortium seems possible because of recent political developments. Very interesting, and further sources here by Reuters, so highly encourage you guys to check this out if you are curious or you are pretty familiar with the UAE region. All right, was reading a little bit about it earlier. Now, we have Dan, the future holds crypto. I love this, just wanted to share. So let me get this straight. The SEC waited 8 years to proceed with the Ripple lawsuit. Why did they wait until now, guys? That is obviously fishy, and hopefully you don't think I'm a conspiracy theorist for thinking of something and not taking everything at face value. It's good to question it. Whether I'm right or wrong, at least I'm trying to entertain this idea. Exchanges started to delist XRP and halt trading. People started to sue exchanges now, such as Coinbase, for selling securities or selling XRP. And shouldn't exchanges sue the SEC for waiting 8 years? And that's so true. And yes, I know the narrative, the SEC is here to protect us, everyday investors. No, we heard Brian Brooks as well. There's so many different organizations, just like the SEC. They want their hand in the cookie jar. They smell the money. Maybe I'm being cynical, but maybe it is also the truth. Also, I'm just genuinely curious, guys. So if XRP were to pump to 40 cents, would you be bullish again? Currently, we're at 22.3. I was curious on the market sentiment, at least the people that follow me in the XRP community. So I get that it could be biased, but it is an interesting sample size. So we had 3,600 votes. 48% said yes, they would be bullish if XRP were to pump to 40 cents. And 51% said not quite yet. Now, I'm with the not quite yet. book, just because of the things we know, as I've already explained, with the 30 to 40 cent pump, and also considering, the market makers, liquidity providers, everybody's really on edge right now. So I'm curious, and just curious what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts down below. And of course, please understand, I am more bullish than you when all of this nonsense is done. Remember, Xrp is going after all the money. This is not a quote from me. This is from Ripple employees early on, specifically alluding to the Interledger protocol to bridge all the value, agnostic, etc. All right, next, all the money. So we have the real Lisa Daly sharing this. And I just wanted to point this out for any newcomers. So just in case you're starting to doubt XRP, remember this right here. Although the WEF, the World Economic Forum, the 1% of the 1%, is drawing a clear line between two forms of digital assets, it names XRP as the most relevant crypto asset in the wholesale central bank digital currency space for intra or even interbank payments and settlements. And remember the document right here on page 17, the WEF CBDC Policymaker Toolkit. We have XRP listed right here. Wholesale central bank digital currencies. Now there are also retail central bank digital currencies like the DCEP of China. This is the digital currency electronic payments. I don't know what else to tell you. These are the biggest organizations in the world, of course, Bitcoin, Ether, crypto assets. And just understand, XRP, in my mind, is going to be much bigger than many of us realize. And yes, to say all the money, or even just a fraction of it in the wholesale CBDC space, yeah, you could consider me a little cocky and confident in this space. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.